Alrighty, guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the No Sweat podcast. Ben has already started a fire. Wow. All right, guys, thanks for joining me here again. We're hoping that episode 2 is a call from Chase's mom. Answer that. Answer that on the call right now.
Hello? I'm filming a podcast right now.
Brandy Eggleton. Put Brandy Eggleton on the spot right now.
Jalen and Ben.
This is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted.
3.
Are you spend the night or are you just leaving?
I'll probably stay the night.
Okay. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, sweet. I'm touched.
Chase, would you like to introduce your special guest there that you just spoke with?
That was my mom.
That's
My
his
favorite
mom.
person in the world.
If you guys have a birthday coming up, you have a special event coming up, make sure you hit up Brandy Eggleton for all of your cake needs. Brandy
Yes.
Eggleton will make the best cake you've ever had,
Crazy.
and it will look incredible, I promise.
Crazy.
Well, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? We did not do a formal introduction last time. We kind of just got into it. So, who have we got?
Ben Belsarak, 5'10", 195. Running back, linebacker from the Indiana University, Purdue University of Indianapolis. Kidding, I don't associate with that university. Let's just cut that college out. Honestly.
No, gotta leave it. Yeah, it just is what it is.
I don't like that place.
Jace Havlin, 6'2", 245. Elon, former Indiana State, now Marion Knight. Go Knights.
I don't even know my college's mascot. That's how much I care about it.
Dude, I don't know. IUPUI, right?
I know what it is.
It's
I'm just
like-
gonna,
it's like
it's a cougar. Kidding.
It's a Greyhound,
It's-
right?
it's a
Yeah,
Jaguar.
no, that's U Indy.
U Indy's
U Indy's the Greyhounds. Yeah. Gotcha. Got the Greyhounds and we got the Knights and there's a couple other ones downtown. What's Butler? They're the just the
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, right? Yeah.
Bulldog.
You know, I actually met the Butler Bulldog, the older one, not the newer one that they've brought in. It was interesting. He's a big boy. It's a big dog.
Yeah. Got him roided up.
Yeah, he's got to be. I wonder if they're on any sort of performance enhancing drugs. you know?
Mascots?
Like yeah,
100%.
you've got to.
Because there's no regulations on them. They're juicing up all day.
Why wouldn't they be?
Right. It's,
I mean,
see, did you ever play the NCAA football mascot challenge?
Yes.
Dude, it seemed like people were just laying hit sticks left and right. It's
100%.
because they were all roided up. There was nobody regulating the mascots and how much roids they were taking.
yeah, the NCAA doesn't come in there and say, "Oh, these mascots can't roid up." So it's free game.
Yeah.
It's like the WWE.
I wonder. I bet it's even encouraged. Like, a little bit more spirit.
mascot
in the
game. I
stands.
mean, that's a lot of commercial right there.
Mascot on mascot.
Right. Here's the real question: how the NIL deals are a big thing now? Have any mascots signed NIL deals? That's what I want to know.
No.
What's
No, I don't think so.
Expound
I think
on
that's
the
maybe
IL deal.
that's.
I don't know what this is.
You don't know what an NIL deal is?
You don't. Oh, Chase, let's go ahead and talk about the NIL deals. Basically, Ben, for the longest time, if people were caught making money off of their name, image, or likeness,
Oh,
which
I
is
know.
what
Yeah,
NIL
okay, I know this.
Okay, yeah. So basically, they would get in trouble for the longest time, and now you're able to just free range.
Oh.
Yeah. So Chase, have you signed any NIL deals? Has anybody approached you?
He's on the front cover of NCAA 25.
I got like
25. It got you
Sycamores.
actually pushed out
I
further.
became a Barstool athlete.
You are in fact a Barstool athlete.
Barstool athlete and Liquid IV.
My favorite thing about Barstool athletes is that everybody is a Barstool athlete.
I wasn't
I
gonna
love
say
the
that, but
inclusion.
facts.
I love
That's true.
I
That's
love
why
the
I
inclusion.
took it out of my bio. I was like, I can't.
Because everybody else
Yeah.
is doing it.
See, because for a while there it was cool. Like
I
you
was
thought it was
like
gonna be kind of
one of the first
limited.
people I know.
I know.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it was just everybody was a Barstool athlete out of nowhere.
And now I don't see anybody with that in their bio anymore. Unless they play
No.
Because they
unless,
stopped posting about them.
unless they play at like some D3 school. Not
Yeah.
not the bag.
So I-
just saying.
Yeah, nothing wrong with D3, but at the end of the day, like that kind of says all there is to say about a Barstool athlete. Like, it's not exclusive. So
I don't really have.
It'd be different if the thing is you didn't even get paid. Like, you didn't even get a free T-shirt or anything, did you?
Well, everyone was supposed to get free sweatshirt, free sweatpants.
Did that happen?
No.
They had
You
way
got
too many
nothing.
people sign up.
I know some people that did get it though.
Over the first.
Really?
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
girl.
like the first.
There was a girl I was friends with that went to Indiana State.
You know any dudes? You know any dudes that got it though? That's the question.
Oh,
see.
She's on the golf team. She's on the golf team.
Okay. Yeah.
go golfing with her.
Well, boys, I think the
Oh,
first thing
shit.
that we need to talk
Shout
about.
out, Kristen. Kristen, if you're watching,
Yeah, there you go. Maybe she'll
Please
be
go
watching.
shout out.
Maybe she'll be watching.
I'll send
I feel
it
like
to
she
you.
won't be. I think the last one's up to like 13. I think we've got 13 listeners
Nice.
on the
Hey,
last one. So it's honestly though, for three dudes that sat down and started talking about absolutely nothing, I don't think that was half bad. I think we did a pretty good job.
correct. We're just here. We're here. No sweat. Just chit chatting.
There it is. There it
Someone
is.
say the word for me. No sweat. Shooting. You know what they say?
Shooting the shit.
No
Oh.
sweat. Shooting.
Shooting the
I can't
shit.
say the.
I didn't know they said that. I didn't know they said that. But, apparently people say
have you
that.
heard that term before?
Shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say
yeah,
no
yeah.
sweat.
Just no sweat. Shooting the shit.
Yeah.
There it
That's
is.
a good
Hey,
slogan.
you know, I think when we start selling T-shirts, that's a prime candidate for one of the first T-shirts that we're
Dude,
gonna sell.
no sweat T-shirts. I bet would be really.
100%.
I bet they'd be fun.
Put a
People would
little.
buy that.
Put a little sweat drop. I did. Like
Dude, we can do a lot of cool stuff.
Like,
Chase knows. Like, I made like T-shirts and hoodies and all that other stuff in high school, and it was honestly not like I made a ton of money, but for a high school kid, it was a rather profitable
No,
little
it's
side
fun.
hustle.
Especially if you got the right slogan, like the right
Yeah.
the right catchphrase, it sells.
Well, and like the thing about the podcast is it's fun, but it's nowadays to really be like the kind of influencer type person, you've got to build a brand around yourself and around the group of friends that you hang out with, and you kind of just become a brand in a way. You know, before it was you had to physically have a brand that did something. Nowadays it's kind of cool because you can just build a brand around yourself. I mean, a lot of the guys that are making tons of money online, they built a brand around themselves, creating content and videos first, and then all of a sudden they can just put their name on anything. I like to use Mr. Beast as an example. He does the chocolate bars. He does, I don't know if you guys have seen this
Mr.
on
Beast
like
burger?
DoorDash. Yeah, Mr. Beast Burger, where people will literally make burgers in their own kitchens, and then DoorDash drivers go and pick it up from them and deliver it, but it's marketed as a Mr. Beast burger. Even though Mr. Beast had nothing to do with it, he's just putting his name on it and it's selling just because his name's attached to it. It's incredible.
Real talk.
Well, it's like David Dobrik, how he opened his own pizza shop. Dobrik's.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Right. And I mean, just the
so
fact that his
no
name is on it,
bricks.
it makes it busy.
No in the brick oven.
Yeah, makes sense. It's a good
Marvel.
name. I don't know that if he could have opened a pizza shop if his name was like Chase Havlin. I don't know if that would have had the same effect. But I mean, the pizza probably would have been better. But I mean, I feel like half of the business's success is just in the name. If you don't have a cool business name, it's like
It's all marketing, bro.
it is.
Bro.
All right, boys. I think we have to talk about Morgan Wallen today. Morgan Wallen is a fun topic because he has some lovers and he has some haters.
Does he have that many haters?
And I don't know. I know Chase is a pretty big fan. I don't know, Ben. I don't know your outlook on Morgan Wallen specifically.
Not a fan personally.
Not a fan. Are you just like an old country singer like fan, or are you just
No, here's my issue with Morgan Wallen. Obviously, I never met the guy. So all I'm criticizing is his music. You sit there, you listen to him in a podcast or an interview, he sounds like a normal dude from like, I don't know where he hails from. Where's he from? He sounds like a normal dude from Tennessee, normal, like kind of Southern accent. But then whenever he goes like to make a song, he just like way over exaggerates his country accent. It sounds so fake whenever he's singing. It
I
bothers.
guess I didn't really notice that.
That's the thing I noticed.
The fact that it sounds different.
It sounds so fake. And you listen to like George Strait or somebody, the king of country, they didn't have to fake a country accent. They barely had a country accent. It was just a genre. So a country accent does not make it country music.
Right.
So like
I think that's the thing. I think country music nowadays is not necessarily as much country music genre as it is
It's just a country
just being
accent.
from Tennessee and having an accent. Like,
So that's my main
that's half the
issue.
battle.
Is that stupid fake accent he does? But props to him. I mean, it sells obviously. So I would do the same
Yeah, I
thing
mean,
if I was.
if you can monetize it, it's the haters are what the haters are. But he's done an incredible job, and he's such a big deal now. It's crazy to see.
Okay,
I
so
remember
you
just being
guys tell
on.
me. You guys tell me why is he such a big deal now? 'Cause I don't see what's so special about
I
his music
think
personally.
I think he's able to bring like a pop style country without getting away from country music too much. Because like you said, it isn't necessarily old school country like your George Straits and your Keith Urbans and like all these other guys that not as old, but you get the idea. More like classic country when you think of country music songs. Those are the guys you think of. Um, I would say that he's been able to make music that people like to listen to. It just so happens to be country music. It's kind of like Drake. Drake, people ask me all the time, who's your favorite rapper? And I don't know whether I should say Drake or if Drake's not really a rapper and he makes hip hop, like pop music, because he makes just music that people like. It's not tied to one genre. Morgan Wallen is country music because of the guitar and all the instruments in the background, but I would say that he's not just confined himself to like old school country rules. I would say he's kind of just started making good music, and if people want to call it country music, that's fine. If not, because there's a lot of people that say he makes fake country music and it's not real country. But at the end of the day, I don't care whether it's country music, whether he's a rapper, whatever people want to call him. If they make good music, they make good music, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
So
I can see
that's
where
what
you're
I would
coming from with
say.
that one. The thing that bothers me just about him is the fake country accent.
Well, but that's kind of with everybody though. Like when you hear somebody talk and then you hear them sing or make a song,
True. Sometimes when you sing,
are
like
they
it's
ever
just a
really
different.
similar?
Sometimes when you sing, just a different like part of your voice comes out. But like whenever
Right.
I could just, it really just comes off as artificial to me.
Well, like
Yeah, and that's fair.
That's just me.
Well,
What am I? I'm one dude.
Right.
what about like people like
Right.
Keith Urban? Like they're from like he's from Australia. He has an
Oh,
Australian
Yeah,
accent.
Australians.
But whenever he sings, you do not hear that.
Well, I don't
No.
think Morgan Wallen is the only person who does the country accent. There's tons of people.
Yeah.
I can't speak for.
So we actually met Keith Urban in person at the SEMA show with my last company. We were in Las Vegas for the SEMA show, which, if you don't know, is one of the largest automotive trade shows basically in the world. It's the largest in the U.S. It's one of the largest in the world. And Ford, there's a really cool story behind it. They actually they found basically one of the Mustangs that Keith Urban had when he was like a kid, and they restored it for him using all new parts, but it made it look like it was an old Mustang, just as if it just rolled off the factory line back in like '69 or whenever it was made. I don't remember the exact year of the car, but it was a super cool deal. And we actually supplied the radiator. I think it was the radiator for the project, and we had a chance to meet him, and it never really clicked to me that he was Australian because I never really, I don't know, like you said, you listen to him sing and none of that really comes across, but dude, you hear him talk and it's just a whole nother guy.
Yeah.
It's wild how it works. And I don't know if, like you said, maybe he just happens to sound that way when he sings because a different part of his voice comes out, or maybe he is faking it for the cameras. Who knows?
And fine if he is. I mean, if it's making money, I can't.
Right. Yeah.
Distance.
At the end of the day, we're just three dudes, and he's a millionaire. So
Yeah.
he's doing something right. Maybe we should start faking country
Maybe
accents
we should.
on
I
the
was about to
podcast.
say the same thing. Maybe we should start faking country accents.
So I've got an interesting one for both of you. When I meet people that aren't from Martinsville or even specifically Indiana, they will tell me that I have a country accent. And I don't know if you've ever ran into people that think that you have a country accent, because you hear someone from Kentucky or Tennessee or Bama, those people talk, dude, their country accent is it's just clear as day. But then I'm like listening to us talk, and I've never really thought that we had a country accent, especially compared to the people a little bit further south.
Is it people in big cities? Probably. I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah.
I usually just hear people say they can hear it a little bit, like not super clearly, but
Yeah, and I mean,
I've heard people like try to guess where I'm from.
Where do they usually
like
say?
Southern, like people, because I've had it happen in like Indianapolis. People ask them from Southern Indiana.
Sort of.
I'll say I think Chase has a more a more country accent than you and I, Ben. I would say.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't paid that close attention to
Yeah.
it.
And when you're around somebody for so long, you never pick up on that stuff. It's like you've got to notice it right when you meet them, or you're just you get kind of used to it.
Yeah.
What helped you met me in? You met me in like 6th grade.
Yeah, we were pretty small.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I met you when you probably still didn't even know how to speak proper English, Chase.
I still don't.
First
You met him
grade,
before
man.
we
We
had
were
our own
I barely know.
Yeah, I met Jason first grade, man. Isn't that crazy? Well, how many years ago was that? Have we done the math? Let's see. If we graduated 4 years ago, and
That's
that was
15.
11 years of school,
That's
it's 15 years,
15
man.
years.
Man, isn't that crazy?
Good time.
I feel like I don't even know you,
We
man.
Like 12 years then.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
that's horrible. I don't know how you got that math if you met him in 6th grade, but
Yeah, definitely isn't.
this guy is something
No,
else. I tell
me
ya.
and Ben played on the same flag football team.
Oh, it's true. I forgot about that in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. But we had no idea who we really were.
Flag football for the YMCA.
Yeah. I just remember Ben,
Dude,
Ben,
that's
you
sick.
got your pants pulled down.
But I kept running and I scored the touchdown.
Dude, the same thing happened to me. I played in a flag football league as well. It was, I don't even remember where it was, but basically the idea was if you win the championship, you got to go play a flag football tournament for your area on the Cincinnati Bengals field. So I joined it, and that was back when I was like short still, but didn't matter because everybody was short. So like I was a decent
And the
enough football
short people
player.
were always really fast at that age for some reason.
Dude, that's how I was. I
Like,
was just
in
I was always
elementary
the
school,
fastest
if you were
kid.
short, you were fast. I don't know how that worked. But
Dude, you were just quick.
that's how it went down.
Because you're like Chase in elementary school, his legs were too long, so he couldn't keep his legs from underneath. Yeah,
Uncoordinated or
he
something.
would just fall, man. Yeah, he's like a giraffe running around. Me and you were like cheetahs. But no, the same thing happened to me though. There was one girl in the whole league, and she had a cannon. She could throw a ball like, I mean, we were in elementary school. Maybe no, had to have been elementary school for sure. And this chick could throw a ball like 35 yards. And for an elementary school girl, that is like pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like I needed a birth certificate. Maybe I was going into 6th grade. I have to go back on my Facebook timeline. Anyways, there's only one girl in the whole league, and I was running away. And in flag football, man, you just grab it for whatever you can. And she just straight pantsed me right in the middle. And I didn't keep going, Ben. I had to fall. I had to. I couldn't face the crowd like that. But I'm happy that you were able to.
I was my whitey tighties.
Bro, same. Yeah. You could not catch me wearing any boxers back in the day, dude. No way. No. Chase, what about you? Were you a boxer guy
I
from
was
birth?
definitely
Or?
a boxer guy.
I didn't go boxers till middle school, I think.
No, I remember.
Dude, I still don't even do boxers. I do the compression, like the like Under Armour style, like American
when I got
Eagle,
to high school, I
the
finally
stretchy
switched
ones.
to compression stuff.
I guess that's what I always.
Yeah.
I never actually. I did boxers for like a couple years, but dude, my thighs were always so big, like they just got tight and they would roll up. So I had to go compression.
Freshman year, when you used to shower in your boxers.
Yeah, bro, who cares? I didn't want to. Really gonna call me out like that?
To the public, to the general public, man. That's great.
Golly, dude. Hey, yeah, I used to shower in boxers, and then I was just like,
Yeah,
screw it.
It was funny because like we had people like, "Oh, babe, what are you doing?"
See, but when you got people that are like, "Oh, why don't you just take your pants off?" That makes me want to not take my
Right?
pants
It's
off
like
even more. I would say.
pressuring me. I eventually took my underwear off when I felt time was ready.
Ben could not be peer pressured into taking his pants off in the locker room, and we're proud of you for that, Ben. We're proud of you for that.
And then in middle school, dude, that was the worst because no one took a shower after gym class.
Nope.
And
Nah,
you'd be dripping sweat, and that's
Oh, yeah,
middle
'cause you'd
school.
be
Like
grinding.
that's when you're nasty. Middle school, you just
Yeah.
all that kind of
And like for some reason, there was always like one or two kids that just smelled way worse.
That's because they
average
wouldn't
than
shower when
everybody
they go
else.
home.
yeah.
Yeah, like they not only were they not showering after gym class, they just straight up weren't showering. Period.
And then, I remember
That's where the problem
one
starts.
time after the pacer test, I remember it was me and Curbin.
Man.
Curbin went hard in the paint. He got like 120. I only got like 80 something. But after that pacer test, it was like 10 minutes over, the period. I was soaked,
Yeah.
head to toe. I still went into science class, but I was like, my sweating through my jeans and everything. It was nasty.
So yeah, I was the same way. I was going to ask the question: which side of the field were you on? Were you the guy that went hard in the paint at gym, or were you the guy that was like, "Man, I've got class after this. Like, I'm not trying to sweat."
Went hard in the paint.
I went hard in the
Chase, what about you? Yeah, I
definitely
did too.
paint.
But you always had the guys that like they would just take it really easy because they weren't trying to get sweaty. And honestly, I respected those guys
I was a beast
just
at
as
that.
much because
The fast break basketball thing.
Oh yeah.
rapid fire basketball, baby.
I got sent to the office.
Oh,
for that
man.
game.
I don't remember the story, but I remember
No,
what happened.
it was with, we'll just say a kid that was in the gym class. And like that team was so stacked and everyone was so mad about it. And like I went to like grab a rebound and like I went like around him. And I went to pick the ball up while my arms are around him and I picked him up off the ground. But from Chris Moore's point of view, he said that like it looked like I was choking him like this.
Oh my god.
And then he sent me straight to the office.
Now Jay.
But wait.
Okay, sorry.
I was walking out, and everyone started clapping for me while I was walking out, and I just started
That's
waving.
impressive.
I just started waving.
Hello. Thank you. Jalen, now imagine a middle schooler being able to pick up another middle schooler by the throat and dangle him like that.
That's
No one
like
could
we
ever
used to
do
play like fifth grade basketball. You were on which team? Well, you were on Chase's.
No.
In 5th grade? No, we were in different schools.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I guess you're right. Where you went to?
I went to Green.
Yeah, I got you. So I was on the Illini, the other post and road
Yeah,
team.
you're on the weird one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So I think what happened was I didn't plan on playing for some reason. I don't remember why. Or I missed the cutoff. Like I didn't turn my paper in or something. Just some hood stuff. Like I don't know.
You were just a straight D back in the elementary school days.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know what the deal was. But basically I signed up late and I just got tacked onto whatever team. And they were like, man, this team needs as much help as they can get. So they just passed me on over there. Because then you look at the team that Chase was on, and it's like all the kids that ended up playing high school basketball. Like,
Yeah, they're pretty stacked.
from our elementary school.
Well, it was only 2 of us ended up playing high school basketball.
So, but none of us from my team went.
Senior
So
year.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because my team was me, Elijah, Xavier, and Brandon Burkett, and then we'd substitute Zach Hamilton, Jacob Huey, and another kid named Charlie.
I remember.
Man, I don't know if I want to throw Eric under the bus like this, but Eric was on my team, and when I showed up to the first practice, for the first time in my life, I witnessed. He was in jeans. All right. For starters, they were relaxed fit, so we got to cut him a little bit of slack. He had some wiggle room, so we respect it. But the first time I've ever seen this in my life, layup lines, just right hand layups, right? He goes, just finger rolls it right over the top of the backboard. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And this was
okay. I got it.
This was a
What about who?
Elementary school 5th grade. I'm not going to say the name, but you know who it is. Real tall dude.
So
uncoordinated.
I know who it
We were
is.
shooting from the box right next to the goal box.
Yeah.
It was an easy off the glass. He shoots it. It goes all the way up and hits the light on top of the ceiling. Comes all the way back down. Like, how do you throw it 35 feet in the air?
It's like
he's trying to get that Steph Curry finger roll,
I know
man.
exactly
He's trying to get
who
that
you're talking
floater.
about. Same person, middle school basketball, at the free throw line, pounds it, shoots it, straight backboard. Doom.
I love him though, dude. He's a good dude.
That's brutal. When you're at the free throw line and you just brick one off the backboard, it's like, even if you're not even trying or know how to play basketball all that well, you can at least get it off the rim.
I still hit the rim.
Like Shaq.
Because I bring this boy way back
Chase-
here.
Yeah. Chase was impossible to block, though, man. I remember one time and my whole family was screaming at me to get the rebounds because, like, my family, when they were at the basketball games, they would get into it. Like, it was the NBA Finals every time we played anybody, whether we were up 30 or down 30. But I just remember I'm in the paint trying to get a rebound, and Chase is behind me, just grabbing balls, and he misses. I'm not joking, dude. I don't know if you recall this, but I recall it vividly. You missed 6 consecutive layups.
I was patting my stats.
But you got all
getting
but you
boards.
got all the rebounds.
Yes.
But you got all the rebounds. So I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's all right. But I've never seen somebody miss 6 consecutive layups, but then also get every single offensive rebound.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like he had to go chase the ball. It did almost look like he was just passing it to himself off the rim. Like,
Oh, that was my first year ever playing basketball. And I was bad, but I was so
yeah,
tall that it
you
didn't
weren't too
matter.
good. Right. You're like the overseas guys. You ever see like the one real tall dude playing with a bunch of short guys in like the European leagues?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like
He's
like
got
10.
he's
and
got
he's
like
wearing
45
7
points.
foot.
Jinko Mikovic or something like that. Some weird last name.
He's got like 45 points, but he's shooting like 15% from the field because he's just missing layups left and right.
30% from the free throw line.
It's almost March Madness time, fellas.
It
Are
is.
you bracket guys?
I mean, I do it for fun. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
come close to winning ever, but
I filled out a couple brackets.
Yeah.
I did
See,
a
I haven't
couple
done one yet. I'm
times,
gonna do one
won
for
a couple
work.
times, no biggie. That's what Chase says.
No big.
No biggie. Ain't no big deal.
I about got both of
That
them
is some-
right last year. I got the final 2 teams in both women's and men's right. But the teams that had winning both lost. I had UConn winning.
Wait, so you got but you didn't get every game right.
I didn't get every game. No, that's impossible.
Oh,
But,
I was gonna say.
but
Could
I
you
got
imagine you get every game right in both men's and women's, but then you don't pick the correct winner?
I had North Carolina versus Kansas, with North Carolina beating Kansas, and then I had
Yep.
UConn versus South Carolina, with UConn beating South Carolina, and it went the opposite.
Yep.
IU girls
who do you
might
think's
win
gonna
it
take
this
it this year?
I hope they do.
Dude, so I watched an IU
South
women's
Carolina
basketball
is just so
game.
good, dude.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
gotta
it's
give them
kinda
some
good.
hope. You gotta have some.
Notre Dame's gonna come out of the bushes though. They're gonna get it back on track, man.
You know, Jalen, you're a big Notre Dame fan. I gotta say,
Right.
I am an avid Notre Dame hater.
See, I didn't even know Notre Dame haters really existed because they're so far up north that like people kind of forget about them. Like they're so far out of the way that people can't even really hate on them. You know?
You know what I dislike about them is they're overrated in everything all the time.
They just got,
It's so annoying.
they just
Yeah?
got a really good transfer.
You think
They
so?
no, they have like some like tradition. Like they used to be good in the '40s. Now everybody thinks like they're the greatest team still.
The 40s, man.
Yeah, like the 1940s.
I mean,
we
we were better than like 99% of football teams for the last I don't know how many years. But we haven't got the job done. We haven't won any national championships, but we did go to a couple.
Yeah,
But here's
and
the
when-
thing.
When you finally made it,
Ben,
and you didn't deserve to,
No, no.
you lost to Alabama
Ben,
by 50 points.
I'm gonna break this down for you in a way that is just so clear that it's gonna make sense to everybody on the podcast now. The reason that Notre Dame is not as good as Alabama is because Notre Dame students actually have to go to class. I wouldn't be as good if I didn't have to go to class either. Like if I didn't have to go to any classes, I'd probably be a little bit of a better football player.
This has nothing
But
to do with
if I
like,
have to go to all my
Alabama.
classes, it does, dude.
No,
There's
it
no
has
way that
everything to do
Alabama
with
kids are
not
going
even
to school.
deserving to be in the national championship in the first place.
They beat the people they had to beat.
Not-
And
Yeah,
Notre
but they
Dame plays a
play
tough
crap
schedule.
teams.
No, they don't. See, that's the first go-to everyone wants to go to. Notre Dame has to play pretty good teams because they're in an independent conference. So when you're not in a conference, dude, you have to play a tough schedule or you're going to struggle to get into the playoff.
And every time they stink.
I did see though. Have you guys seen where they do they're doing the expanded playoff in like 25 or 2026 or something like that?
12 teams.
Yeah, that'll be good.
12 teams. That's going to be cool, man. That
Do you
should
think-
be a lot of fun to watch.
Here's my question. So, like, I was thinking maybe that'll make college football more competitive because it's always like number 1, number 2, number 3 teams are always the best.
Yeah.
But you also have like college girls basketball where the top 2 teams always dominate no matter what. So, but do you think the playoffs will make it any more competitive in football?
I don't because at the end of the day, football is not one of those games like basketball where, especially like once March Madness comes around, you're playing games like as often as they do. Anything can go wrong in one game and it flips the entire season over. Whereas football, it seems like 9 times out of 10, the better team is just going to win because they're just better.
Do you
It's
think,
a
like,
longer
over
game,
time,
it's
though?
more physical.
Do you think over time
I'm
though,
not
with,
sure.
like, enough upsets and stuff like
I
that?
do think
start to
I do
flip?
think this is what's going to happen.
enough
I think
games.
that
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is kids will now see other schools outside of the top 4 or 5 schools as viable options in Division I football. Because if you're a competitive player coming out of high school, you want to go to Alabama, you want to go to Georgia, you want to go to, for a while, Clemson or Notre Dame or some of these top schools because they were getting to the college playoff. Come on, man, we were in the college playoff. I just threw them in there. But you
Yes,
wanted to go to those
Portland,
schools because
dude.
they were playing on the biggest stage. Whereas if you get 12 teams, now there's a lot more options for places that you could go play football and then still be able to compete late in the season. Because like you see the guys in the bowl games, there's just not as much effort that goes into the bowl games anymore because people are getting ready for the draft and and that's the other thing. Are people even going to play in the college football? If you're the 12 seed and you're a projected top 10 pick, are you going to risk it, or are you just going to sit back and sit out the game just like you would have in a normal bowl game to prep for the draft and make sure that you don't get hurt right before you sign a
Well,
$15 million contract?
that's what a lot of people do if they're not like playing for a big bowl game. They're like, why would I
Yeah,
play in this small bowl game that doesn't mean nothing if we win?
right.
We'll
And
get
I
a
think that was
trophy.
the
We'll
big
get a
thing with
trophy,
expanding the
but
playoff.
we'll get a trophy.
Yeah.
But like, if I get hurt, then that affects my draft stock.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting. I think that it's more competitive football. Realistically, you're probably going to get a lot of teams that 8 through 12, how competitive are you really going to be when you're playing, the top couple seeds? Who's to say? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I've seen enough football where like a 12th ranked national team plays a 1 seed. You don't see matchups like that happen all the time because
It's
it's
like
the same
I
teams
think
over
it's
and over
the
again that are
1 and
ranked
2
high.
seed get a bye. The 1 and 2 seed get a
Okay.
bye.
So then your 3 would
play
play your 12.
Yeah.
And it'll depend. I think the biggest deciding factor in that will be the recruiting classes. If the recruiting classes don't break up and you still have every single 5-star athlete going to the same top couple colleges, you're not going to see much difference in.
Colorado.
Everyone,
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
a lot of people go
Dion,
to
baby, prime
Colorado.
Because
time.
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
You talk about that. Like,
How do you feel about that, Chase? If you had the ability to play at, say, like Alabama or Georgia, like you're one of those talents, would you rather go play there, or would you rather go play with Deion Sanders and say, "Hey, I played with an NFL, or I got coached by an NFL player"? Like, what side of that would you be on?
personally, I probably would go with the better coach. So I'd probably go with like Nick Saban because that's crazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I wonder
like people
how the
find it interesting, like because Deion Sanders is a really big name. So I feel like there
yeah.
could possibly be like more like big name coaches like that people will want to go play for.
Right? You think Kanye West is going to start coaching at IU? Just whip that program around.
Kanye West or coaching at IU, then he'd get a lot better recruits. I do.
You think so?
That'd be wild.
Yeah, I don't know. IU football is always just like a couple plays away from really doing something, but
Yeah, it's the same way.
They had
haven't been
like
able to put
that
it together.
one good year when they went to the Big Ten championship.
Yeah. So I'd like to get your comments on IU basketball, men's basketball, taking down Purdue twice this season. But
then they go and get
despite
killed
that,
by Iowa.
Yeah, charred, bro.
see, and I
I
knew
don't understand Indiana basketball.
I saw that game at a bar, and I said, "Man," because I'm an IU fan. I would guess I would say, but I'm a Notre Dame guy, so IU basketball is not as
What
big to
about
me as it probably
Notre
is for some of you.
Dame? They beat what is it, Pitt or something? Like one of the top teams in the ACC for Mike Vrabel's last game or something for the get their like their 10th
Yeah,
win of the season.
yeah. Notre Dame basketball is not always, but Notre Dame women's basketball has always been pretty solid, so that's the good thing.
Yeah, they got like,
But no,
they got
so
one of the best
IU's
like
beat Purdue
women's coaches
twice.
of all time.
Yeah, IU's beat Purdue twice, but Purdue was still ranked number 5 because IU just keeps dropping these easy games, and Purdue goes and wins the other games. Like
Yeah, like
that's the most IU thing ever. They'll win the games that are really, really, really cool, and it's like, oh my god, we beat Purdue. Oh my god, we beat this team. But then they'll just drop a game to somebody they have absolutely no business losing to, and it's like, what are you supposed? Am I supposed to think that this is a really good basketball team, or am I supposed to think this is one of the worst basketball teams in the country? I can never tell.
yeah, like they beat Purdue, they go get killed by Iowa, and then Purdue beats Iowa. Like,
Right.
what is going on?
That's the fun thing about basketball, man, versus football. It's like anything can happen. Where I don't think football is as much as
I will say
there's
it's
not as
kind
many
of the same
surprises. I
thing
wouldn't say.
though. Sorry, it's kind of the same thing with IU football because they'll do.
Yeah,
I mean, at least in the past recent years, they'll do like really well against like these big schools like
beat
Ohio
Penn
State.
State, and then
Yeah, and
yeah,
then they get beat by like weird schools. So I don't know.
Rutgers or something random. Yeah,
Seems like IU loses to
I don't know. I
Rutgers
think
in
it's just the name of
basketball
the
at least
game.
once.
Your athletics are weird.
I don't even. I think what is Rutgers? Is that no, like St. Louis area, or where are they at?
I thought that was East, like East Coast, because they're
Yeah.
not ACC, weren't they? Before the Big Ten. I can't
Yeah, Rutgers is.
Let's do a
It was
little
like-
Google search here.
It is-
Rutgers. Oh wow, Rutgers is in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Nice.
Yeah,
They're like the Scarlet Knights or something.
I didn't know it was that far east. I thought it was like North Carolina.
I wasn't sure where they were. That's kind of odd.
Yeah, and now you got
What,
the
what
USC entering the Big Ten, right?
Yeah.
Where UCLA
Isn't
was-
that crazy though? There's
I think it's UCLA.
you used to be able to like
So the Big
And
Ten,
another team.
the Big Ten is the entire country now. It's not regional. It's like everybody keeps.
yeah.
coming.
You used to be able to look at a map and say, okay, I think these teams are all in the same conference
What about like
because
Oklahoma
it makes
and
sense.
Texas joining the SEC?
It's all for like to be competitive.
Well,
What
and-
about Arch Manning? Do you think
Yeah,
he's
because-
gonna win the starting job?
Texas.
Dude, Texas, yeah, they've got so many different quarterbacks, man. It's
They got the number
Top
one
talent quarterbacks.
quarterback in last year's recruiting class, and then they got the number one quarterback in this year's.
They're gonna have to fight for it. That's why they did it, so they could compete.
Is it Quentin Ears? And then now they got
viewers,
Arch Manning.
yeah.
So like, one of them is going to end up.
I
probably
really hope that Arch Manning is able to live up to the hype, because I'm always worried sometimes when guys have big names and then it's even if they perform really well, the hype has been generated so high that
Well, especially
if
as
you're
a
not winning the
young
Heisman,
guy.
you're a bust.
Especially as a young guy. Like imagine
It's
like
a lot of
us
pressure.
fresh out
A lot
of
of
high
pressure.
school with national attention. Like maybe you get used to
Yeah.
it, but that's like a big deal.
It's like Trevor Lawrence.
Well, I feel like when you're family, when you're from that family, you're kind of
he lived up to that.
groomed for it. But yeah, some of the guys that are like that, like Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence really didn't have. I don't know that his family was very popular, so it's probably more difficult for a guy like him versus somebody like the Mannings or
Yeah, he kind of grew up around
Bronny
it, I reckon.
James. He's kind of used to it. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're probably a little bit more used to it at that point.
Will LeBron James play with his son?
Let's see what we've got here. Yeah,
I don't follow.
whatever team he ends up going to, he's gonna sign there. So I don't
Is he
know. I'll
going
be
straight
curious
out
to see
of,
what happens. I wonder if that plays
I saw-
into
No, you can't anymore. You have to.
because you can't go out of high school anymore. I think you have to go
What
overseas
is Ohio State? I think.
and play for a year. Yeah,
I think he's going to Ohio State.
somewhere. That'll be that. That'll be interesting. That makes sense though, hometown stuff. I wonder if that plays into his draft stock at all. The fact that LeBron is going to go there and play with his son. You know what I mean? Like if you know, like, oh, we draft
They
Bronny
said
James,
They said the Magic.
we're
is
getting
protected.
LeBron.
So I don't know how they
Yeah,
know
but
that.
first off-
they said the Magic is.
Yeah,
already
first
sold.
off, we don't-
Exactly when this draft happened.
It's probably like 2-3 years. I think.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's so it's not this draft. I think it's the next draft. They don't even know how good the Magic are going to be. The Magic could win the NBA championship the year that Bronny James goes to the league.
Right.
Highly unlikely, but it's possible.
If you
So
guys
yeah,
get
not only are they guessing what
on the
That'd be
Pacers.
sick.
LeBron on the Pacers.
not only are they guessing what place the Magic will finish, they're also guessing how the lottery will fall
Yeah,
in
they
the
say he
NBA
get
draft
drafted like 10.
and where he'll go.
Yeah, they say
I don't
he
know. I
get
just-
drafted like 10.
You haven't even seen him play a college game yet. How do you know what he's capable of? He may be first overall talent. He may be a second round talent by the time it's said and done. Who knows?
I think his brother's better than him.
I don't know. That's what I've heard. And his brother never really looked like he was going to be built like a basketball player, but
Dude, he's like really
Dude's
tall.
got it,
He's
apparently.
taller than him.
Yeah.
But he can do like tomahawk dunks and stuff. And he's like a sophomore, I think, in high school.
Yeah, I can't
He
even
wears
dunk.
spoggles.
Period. Yeah. He does. He looks like who was the old school basketball player that used to wear those, like James Worthy or whoever? I mean, a lot of them, but dang, dude, he's 15 years old.
Jeez.
Dude was born in 2000. Dude was born in 2007.
Jeez. That's crazy.
That's insane, man. He's like Braun, man. Let's see if I can get his height pulled up here.
Yeah, I'll say, how tall is he already?
6'3", 165.
It's a skinny dude, but he's 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good size. for
He's
15
gonna be
year-old.
like 6'9", probably.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good player probably.
Because Bronny is only 6'2".
He's
He's
a junior or
18.
senior? Yeah, he's a senior. Dang.
He
He might be
is.
younger, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly. So yeah, 6'3". Well, one of these says 6'2", one of these says 6'3". So somewhere in the middle of there, and between 180 and 190 pounds. So he's filled out decent.
That's pretty good size for
He's
that.
probably gonna be like.
That's an
probably
athletic build.
Shooting guard,
Yeah.
maybe. Shooting guard, point guard. I don't know.
Probably point guard. Yeah, I know he's been a pretty good ball handler, and I think the biggest thing for him has been his defense. He's just kind of fighting for the loose balls and kind of being that energy guy on defense, because there's so many good shooters and like just good offensive scoring guys. Nobody really wants to focus on the defensive end. So that's how I always played basketball. Granted, I was never the best because I was like so small, but like I feel like I was a really good defender. Granted, I wasn't guarding like Division I athletes, but I always thought I was pretty decent at defense. Yeah, I should have won Defensive Player of the Year in the YMCA league, but we won't even get into all that.
Well, I guess the best basketball player I ever played against was Trace Jackson Davis.
Yeah, how'd that go for you guys?
Yeah, we played against him in middle school.
When?
He played for Center Grove in middle school.
I don't remember that.
He played for Center Grove in high school.
Yeah, he played for Center Grove in high school too.
Yeah, I remember you guys playing against him.
But in middle school,
Yeah, I remember being at that game.
Dude was on the B team in middle school.
Was he?
Yeah.
It's a Michael Jordan story.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
Then he grew about.
I did not know that.
The only
Yeah, that'll do it.
the only D1 player I remember, or like really good player I remember playing against is Musa.
Musa Jallo.
Yeah, because I played with him in travel in the AAU, but then
He's a freak.
he was like a year or two older than us, right? Year older.
Yeah,
He
dude,
was a year
I
older
played
than
him
us.
in like when he played for Bloomington.
Yeah, he was really.
Where'd he
good.
go?
He went
Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah, go to Ohio State. He was a good player.
And then I also played against this other guy. He went to like I think it was Castle or Newcastle, but he ended up going to Clemson.
Oh man.
He made about
Yeah, there was.
he made like 8 3-pointers like against us. And
Was
like
he big,
he
like a
would
big
like
guy?
he would like play. It looked like he was playing like the laziest defense, and then like one of us would shoot a 3 and he'd somehow block it. And we were like, what do we do?
Well, yeah, you thought he wasn't even trying, and he's like,
Yeah, it
still
didn't even
blocking
look like
your
he's
stuff.
trying out there. And then he'll just go, just bucket. So
Easy.
dumb.
Easy money.
So we're gonna resurrect a wheel spin. It did not land on this last time, and I think we've had some good conversations. So I don't think we're gonna spin the wheel. I think we're just gonna pick this one. I want to talk about budget airlines.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know, that's your Spirit, that's your Allegiant, that's I don't really know if that there's what's the other one, Chase? Spirit, Allegiant.
Delta.
No. Delta's kind of expensive. It's like a
Southwest.
Frontier. No, South. Yeah. So I would say it almost goes like
I've never seen a
Frontier,
Frontier plane.
Spirit, and Allegiant are like the bottom of the barrel as far as like what's perceived by the public. And then you've got like Southwest and Delta. And I think what people think is the top of the line is kind of the American Airlines. You've got Emirates. Emirates is very nice. That's usually like international flights, though, I think. Some of those really like impressive ones. They've got the showers and stuff on there, but we won't even get into those. We know we're not flying with those guys. But no, I want to know where you guys, if you're going just on like a relatively short flight for a weekend, what are you flying?
Spirit.
I'm flying Spirit too. If you can listen, Spirit is the best deal under the sun. If you can fit all of your stuff in a
In a
backpack,
backpack.
you pay no baggage fees. You pay no baggage fees. Every once in a while, you got to get kind of frisky with the lady at the front desk at the Spirit counter because she'll tell you that your bag is not going to fit, even though it will absolutely fit underneath the seat in front of you. But that little bin that they've got that you got to fit your bag in, dude, it's always like half the size of the actual space that's under the seat in front of you. Because that's the thing, you've got to make sure your bag fits under the seat in front of you for safety reasons. But they make you put your bag in this little bin, and the bin is tiny, man. It's like no backpack is that small.
I personally fly
But you avoid the
private,
baggage
just a
fees.
weekend trip.
Private.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Get a load of this guy.
With who?
That's just you.
The crop plane?
I got my connections, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe I can fly
Yeah,
myself.
he's got a connecting flight because he can't even get the non-stops, dude.
I got a crop duster. I fly across the
Dude,
entire Midwest for a
We're
weekend.
going to South America.
Dude, we've got to go to Vegas. Just get on a Spirit flight and go to Vegas for no good reason.
You don't have a crop duster.
I'll take you my crop duster.
Have you guys ever been to Vegas or no?
We just landed in the
I've
desert.
not. Landed. Yeah, you just
Chase, you
landed
been
in
to
the middle of
Vegas?
some random desert.
Walked to Vegas.
Yep.
Right outside of Vegas,
Yeah.
right in the desert. Area 51.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably pull that off. Chase, you've never been to Vegas?
No.
No. Dude,
I've
we've
driven
got to go.
through
I think
there,
you guys
but
really enjoy it. See, I'm not even much of a gambler, so it wasn't even about like gambling for me. It was just there's a lot of cool stuff to see there, believe it or not.
yeah,
Let's
I've never
see.
really.
I'm on Spirit.com right now seeing what kind of Vegas flights they've got. But I don't remember if they do a nonstop to Vegas or not.
I feel
Oh
like
my
that'd be like
goodness.
Southwest or something. American
So there is
Delta.
2 nonstop flights to Vegas. So you leave on a Friday night. And the cool thing about flying to Vegas is the flight is like almost 4 hours long, but the time difference is 3 hours. Like, so you gain 3 hours back when you're flying
Yeah,
there.
right
So
now.
like if you leave
Right.
Indy at 8:30, you get there at 9:30. So like you
Right.
could fly out on a Friday night and still be able to spend your Friday night like out on the town and stuff. So you can make a pretty good weekend out of it. Coming back on Sunday, it sucks though.
Hey, the plane leaves
Yeah,
in 15 minutes.
basically.
Here. 167 round trip from Vegas
You
back.
could do it. Make it like a
Round-
3-4 day trip.
Yeah, so this
You
is
know, 2
a
nights. About 3 nights.
So
4
I think
hour
you can
flight.
do Vegas in a couple of nights. Like if you went out Friday and then stayed Friday night, Saturday night, and then flew out late Sunday or Monday afternoon, I think you'd be good.
You'd have to make those nights work.
Because I don't think you can stay
gotta
in
stay
Vegas
up
all that much.
like 72
Oh.
hours straight.
Yeah, the thing with Vegas, man, it's always like you hear it in the movies and like you hear it on shows and like just people saying it online. But dude, Vegas just keeps you up, man. There's
Yeah.
so much to do in Vegas. The lights are so bright. There's oxygen just getting pumped into all the hotels. Like you don't get tired in Vegas. It's
There's
weird.
what getting pumped into
And
the
whenever I
hotels?
went to Vegas, it's just like fresh oxygen to like keep you
Oh.
awake.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, because that's a leading factor of getting tired. I guess is when you can't breathe anymore, you're bound to fall asleep. I don't know.
Yeah, you start
But
suffocating.
a lot of
Yes.
yeah, that'll usually put you to bed pretty quick. But yeah, Vegas is fun. I think that would be a sweet trip. I was telling Chase like I'm kind of done with the Panama City trip. It's always fun, but there's so much more stuff that I want to go see like with my friends.
Yeah, this is probably the last year that we're all in college that we're going to go. Change it up.
Yeah.
I'm still down to go with like a group trip, but I want to go somewhere new now.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. I think it's nice because May is never really my busy time at work because it's kind of you're just firing out of the winter season, the spring's firing up, but it's not like right at the beginning of the spring, and it's also not like right in the middle of summer. So it's a pretty good time to go. And we just go for a week, so it's nothing crazy. Let's see here. Yeah, so I don't. What'd you say that you typically fly, Ben? Are you a Delta guy or
On like a short flight weekend.
just like your go-to airline if you had to?
Usually, I mean, like if it's a long flight, like American.
Yeah, I think when you're on a longer flight, it makes sense to spend a little more money. But like,
Yeah.
if I want to flight for an hour and a half to Panama City
Proud to be
Beach,
American.
yeah,
I was about
proud
to
to
do
be
a salute,
American,
but I
baby.
can't do the right salute. I don't know how to actually do this.
For at least you know your
Yeah,
food.
no need to offend our veterans watching.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
No. So I'm usually, if I'm not doing Spirit, like there's a couple places that I won't fly Spirit. If it's a longer flight like to Vegas, I would never fly Spirit on a Vegas flight. But I don't know why I say that because I've never had a bad experience on a Spirit flight. The planes are a little bit smaller, but at the end of the day, what's 2 extra inches of legroom? Like, I mean,
It can make the difference between it. It can make the difference depending on who you're sitting next to.
dude, I don't even want to get into it on the podcast, but Chase already knows, man. I got shafted on my flight to Dallas, man. So I flew to Dallas and then to San Antonio. Basically. So I flew to Dallas. Everything was bigger in Texas. I'll tell you. That's all I'm gonna say. Everything was bigger on your way to Texas. That's all I'll say. So I flew to Dallas and then to San Antonio for work a couple weeks ago, and I feel like I get picked on as the small guy on the airplane. You know, I don't got the broad shoulders. I'm just a skinny dude. So I feel like the bigger people on the plane
Sounds like a
see me.
stereotype.
They see me and they're like, "Oh yeah, I should sit next to that guy. I'm gonna have plenty of room." See, there it is. That's the San Antonio Rainforest Cafe. Oh my god, this guy's an animal. Where did you get that lighter at? Where is the light? No, I got the short end of I got the beefy end of the stick. We'll say that on the way to Dallas.
Yeah,
but,
you got the shaft.
I made it there.
You're digging yourself
Yeah.
a hole. You got the beefy end of the stick. You got shafted. I mean,
I got the whole 9 yards, dude. It was the worst. It was the worst flight I've ever been on. And then I fell asleep, so I didn't even get the snacks. Luckily I did fall asleep. I probably curled up next to her because she was so cozy.
Yeah, she's like a big old pillow.
Yeah,
like a weighted blanket.
dude. Yeah, she had one of those. She had one of those like furry North Face jackets. You know the ones like the
Yeah.
little furry ones the girls used to wear.
Yeah, they used to wear those with like their huggies, their huggy boots.
The Uggs. But I like where your head's at.
A fupa.
No, they're not Hugs. The Hugs are the barrels, bro, that you used to drink.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
Chase? We actually got some of those recently. Chase and I got a 48 pack of the Hugs barrels when we went to Delray Beach for New Year's.
We were tired of
Because I think you could get
drinking.
Got some Kool-Aid.
you could get a 48 pack. You could get a 48 pack of those Hugs barrels for like, I don't know,
$6.
a couple bucks.
You get like a 48 pack for like $6.
It's not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, for there's $7 for a 40 pack.
It makes you wonder, like, what are those things made out of? Like,
Dude, they tasted like plastic.
yeah,
They tasted like the plastic they were served in. They were horrible. I couldn't even finish them, man. We left a bunch of them. Well, we brought them back. I ended up actually leaving that cooler in my garage on accident, Chase. I forgot it was out there. And like a couple weeks went by, and I was like, "Oh man, I better dump that thing out."
It definitely
I wasn't about to drink them.
Smell.
Well, I don't think they were moldy because it was still cold outside. It was the middle of January, so it was still really cold out. But yeah, it
I made
was.
that mistake.
They weren't good.
Yeah.
They weren't good when they were fresh, so I couldn't imagine that they'd be very good.
It smelled horrible when I had to put it outside.
Man, boys, we're coming up on 54 minutes. Can you believe that?
spin that wheel one more time. See if we can get one more conversation.
Spin the wheel one more
before
time.
60.
I actually will go ahead and spin the wheel here.
I want to know what we get.
What you know about me? A little hot.
All right, here it goes.
What you know about me? What you know about me?
Dang, dude, this thing is spinning.
What you know about me? What you know about me?
All right, this is a controversial one. This one is tequila fans, yes or no?
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I feel like tequila has to be the most controversial.
I think you love it or you
alcohol,
hate it,
because Yeah, but if you tell somebody that you hate it and they love it, dude, it's like you just
Yeah, but on
beat
the
them
flip
down in
side,
the
I don't really care if
streets.
somebody likes it. Like everybody has different.
Yeah,
tastes.
like I don't care.
I think
I
it's
don't
more
care,
of a,
but
it's more of a girl thing, right? Like girls like tequila. Is that a fact?
Margaritas again.
man, I think girls will drink just about anything and they get going crazy. So, like, I think the White Claw. There's no way that people think that White Claws are actually like.
Dude, White Claws are not good.
I think they're good
That's what I'm
personally.
Dude, I'd
saying.
much rather drink a Truly.
No way.
Oh yeah, I mean
I'd
truly.
much
They're
rather
the
drink a
same
Truly over
thing.
a
The
Monster.
same thing.
I like it.
No, see, that's your cognitive bias taking over because a Truly and a White Claw are probably made on the same assembly line. There's not a single difference.
Truly
They
tastes
just
better.
both taste like over bubbled. I think you only think that because you've associated the brand White Claw with everything that you hate.
No, dude, I tried White Claws before Truly's, and I was like, these are just not very good.
And you tried Truly and said this was very good.
Well,
What's your go-to flavor, man?
when I first started liking Truly's, is the Truly Punch flavors.
Yeah, I can see that. What are you going with, Ben? Go-to Truly or White Claw flavor?
I couldn't give you my favorite. Honestly, I don't even know the flavors. Whenever I see White Claw, I just grab it. I don't really pay attention.
Yeah. He said, I don't even look at what it is. I just know I'm about
I will
to drink
say,
it.
I think I had a black cherry the other night, and it wasn't the greatest. So maybe just not black cherry or dark
Yeah,
cherry,
I've heard
whatever it was.
the lime or the lemon. One of those two. I've heard that one's pretty bad.
I would never drink a lime or lemon drink.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably like a passion fruit or something. There's probably one of those.
I had Happy Dads before.
I've heard of
Yeah.
that.
See, Happy Dads is a good example of somebody that built a brand around themselves and then said, man, we can just sell whatever we want now. And they did.
Yeah, they make a lot of money off that.
We need a going away phrase. Like how do we close something off, you know? Like what's our finishing summary sentence?
How
I don't even
about
want to
them
know what was
Colts?
said there. I don't even.
How about them
How about
Colts?
them Colts?
That's not bad. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But
How
at
about
least
them
for this
Colts?
one.
Yeah. Thank you guys again for watching No Sweat episode 2. This one should be a little bit longer and a little bit more enjoyable. If you guys have any ideas, make sure to comment, share this with your friends and anybody that you think might enjoy the podcast. And we will catch you in the next episode.
How about them
Thank you.
Colts?